Good morning, community of faith. I'm Tom Grilland, and this is your Thursday morning in words of encouragement. And what I'm going to be reading from is James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4. I know we've probably all heard this verse 1,000 times, but it has a good application to where we are these days. The verse reads, this is in NIV, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Great verse for today, particularly. And I like it the way when you look at different verses or different versions, they have the wording just a little bit different. Instead of "consider it pure joy" in the NIV, ESV says "count it all joy." The Lexham English Bible says "consider it all joy." And then the Net Bible says "consider it nothing but joy" when you fall into all sorts of trials. So God is telling us, Jesus is telling us, Paul is telling us here, or James, pardon me, not Paul, James, is telling us, count it joy. And when I first read this verse and tried to study it, I thought, this makes no sense. Am I supposed to just be happy all the time? No matter what's going on, I'm just supposed to be happy? No matter what the devastation is that's going on in my life, like when my dad died, am I supposed to just be happy? No, I can't do that. And I know you can't either, probably. But as we think about it, I think what this verse is trying to say is that to the degree that we are able to count it joy, to the degree that we are able to say, God, this is in your will, then we can move into that place of joy. And that will may not be for the person that passed away necessarily. It may be for our will, for our will, that we are able then to move on to something else, that there's something else in life that God has got for us. It's not necessarily easy by any means, but I think he's really saying, to the extent you can do this, to the extent you can turn these things over to me, I'll make a difference for you. I'll come alongside you. I'll be with you. I'll encourage you. I'll love you. And he can do that, unlike anything else that we can do. And we know that it produces perseverance or steadfastness or endurance, depending on which version you're looking at. But the idea there is that we become more patient as we are able to rest in God and let God help us. We produce that endurance. We produce that perfection. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. And I think there's a question there too as we look at that about, golly, can I really turn these things over that quickly? Can I just let things go like that? Some people can. I'm not one of them. I tend to hang on to things for a long, long time and then eventually get to that point to where I say, okay, God, it's yours. And I think in this time that we're in right now with so many things going on, with the upheaval in our nation, with our upheaval in the world, this wretched COVID-19 virus, the racial things that are going on, the economy that's in a tank right now. There's so many things going on that God is saying to us, I know this is hard, but count it joy because you are with me and I am with you. And I love you and I want you to come alongside me. So we can look at these things with joy because we know in the end, obviously, God wins. In the end, he wins the whole deal. And in the end, we will be with him. And so we can rest in that and say, God, I've got you, or you've got me. And I really appreciate it. But I think as we think about these times that we're in, the closer we can get to that notion of being joyful and recognizing who God is and what God is and what God is going to do and when he's going to do it, then we can rest. And then we can count it joy. Joy, thankfulness for the things that we have in life right now that we wouldn't have otherwise. If it hadn't been for this virus, there's a lot of things we probably wouldn't be doing. We wouldn't spend as much time on Zoom with our families or in business or whatever. We'd be doing other things. We wouldn't be spending as much time studying or as much time with our families as we would like, as we would have done otherwise. So it's a good thing from that standpoint. So I would encourage you to count your blessings in there and realize that we can be joyful during these times. Let God be in the middle of it and let him bless you. Have a great day and thanks.